In this video, we're going to show you how to install the outer tie rod end on your Ford Focus located behind your front wheel. Using a 19mm socket, we're going to loosen and remove the lug nuts. Remove the wheel and set it aside. With the wheel removed, go ahead and crank it out so you have access to the steering components here. We're going to use a 15mm socket. We want to loosen this upper nut here for our outer tie rod. Ours is a little bit rusted, so we're going to go ahead and tap that socket on there. Now we're not going to remove that completely yet. Now before we pop this out of our knuckle, I want to go ahead and loosen our jam nut. Now as we loosen our jam nut, the inner tie rod is spinning in with it as well, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the threads on here. I'm going to grab a hold of this with another pair of pliers and want to go ahead and get this nut to spin freely from the inner tie rod. There we go. That's exactly what we want. Now we're going to use our hammer to strike the knuckle right here. That should release our outer tie rod. And we leave the nut on here just to capture it. Wear safety glasses when doing a job like this. Now at this point here, before we unthread this, we want to count the amount of revolutions it takes to unthread it from the inner tie rod. That's going to help us with our preliminary setting on our alignment. We want to count on a full revolution. Be roughly 17 rotations. Now just so you don't forget, I like to use a crayon, and I'm simply going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to write 17 right on my inner splash shield. That way then when I go ahead and install the component, I'll have the base number setting. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of anti-seize compound on the threads there. I'm going to go ahead and install our outer tie rod. Now once this catches, we have our 17 revolutions to put on. I'm going to go ahead and spin our jam nut down. Now remember, this is a preliminary setting for the alignment. You do have to have this alignment performed after doing this job. I want to get this lined up with our knuckle. I have to bump that ball joint up and into place. Go ahead and feed that on, and we're going to get that nut started. All right, let's go ahead and tighten this down. Now I want to go ahead and tighten down our jam nut. And once you're done tightening that, straighten out your outer tie rod. Make sure it's nice and level. Let's torque down the outer nut here to 26 foot-pounds. Now once you've completed this job here, go ahead and repeat for the passenger side. Install your wheels, bring it down to your local alignment shop, and then take it for a road test. Go ahead and take your wheel, line it up on the wheel studs, and let's go ahead and get the lug nuts started. I'm going to start them all by hand, and then we'll come on back and snug them down. When snugging these down, it's ideal to do them in a crisscross pattern. Let's now torque them. Let's go ahead and torque down our lug nuts to 94 foot-pounds. And ideally, you want to do this in a crisscross pattern. And there you have it.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.